All right, we have our 4 sheets of paper that we've drawn out our shapes onto, and we are going to now need to cut them. So I am going to talk to you a little bit about our scissor safety. So I've got these really ginormous pair of scissors here, and we're going to talk about what to and not to do with our scissors. Everybody give me a thumbs up if you're ready to listen. Okay, notice our thumbs are up, right? So when we hold our scissors, our thumbs should always be up so that we are doing a good job. Now, on our scissors, I've got a really big pair of scissors here. Yours are probably smaller than mine, but you can really see what I'm doing here. So, there's a small hole. The small hole is for our thumb, and if our thumb goes up, our small hole should also point upwards. So this small hole is going to go up and our thumb is going to go in it. Our little fingers over here are going to go into the hand part. Now, this is a really big pair of scissors, so you don't want to try and squeeze your hands into your little scissors. Even in my normal size scissors, I still have my thumb up. I'm using the smaller hole up, and I only have 3 fingers, and I don't put my fingers all the way in because that's really hard to cut and I might get stuck in there. So we only need to put our fingers in a little bit. Okay, so when we have our scissors, couple rules. They always need to stay at the top of our desk, closed if we're not using them. When we are using them, we can pick them up, but we need to remember they always should point away from our bodies, and we shouldn't do any talking with our scissors in our hands. If you are a hand talker, you shouldn't be talking with your scissors in your hands, and they are not fidget spinners. We shouldn't ever sit there and play with our scissors because we're fidgety. That's a bad idea, because what could happen? If we're talking with our hands and we're fidgeting, we could end up poking somebody in the eye or cutting someone or, dropping them or throwing them across the room because they ended up slipping out of our hands. Oh, we don't want any of that happening in the art room, my friends. So we are going to make sure that we practice good scissor safety. We're not going to walk around the room with our scissors. So if you have to get out of your seat for any reason, we need to put our scissors down, closed at the top of our desk so that they're not like hanging off the edge and gonna fall. We don't want to lose them. So make sure they stay at the top of your desk. They are closed. But when we are using them, like we're gonna do in a moment, your thumbs up. Give me your thumbs up. Good job. And it's gonna go in the small hole, which the small hole also goes to the top. So your small hole should be up. Your fingers can go in here. You can do it whichever way is comfortable. The 3 fingers here, 2 fingers. You could do it like this. Figure out which one is most comfortable for you. Sometimes I don't even know which one I do. I even got my 2 middle fingers. So we're not going to play with them like fidget spinners, and we're not going to walk around the room. What are we going to cut, my friends? Are we going to cut our neighbor's hair? No, we should not cut our neighbor's hair. Are we going to cut our clothing? Should I cut my shirt? No, absolutely not. Oh, that would be a bad situation. We don't want to cut our clothing. We don't want to cut our neighbor's hair or our own. We don't want to poke people with them. We need to make sure that we understand these are very sharp and they could cut someone, and they should only be used for cutting the paper that Mrs. Kelp gives you. All right, I'm gonna put my big scissors away. I'm not gonna come at you with them because that would be bad. We're gonna put them away. I'm gonna put them in my box over here while I work with my normal size scissors. All right, another thing we need to remember with our scissors, they should always point away from us. Point away. We don't want to cut into ourselves. So when we have our paper, this hand is always going to point forward. It's always going to go forward. This hand that normally doesn't do much I normally write with this hand, I draw with this hand, I color with this hand, I do my hair a lot with this hand, I even drink with this hand most of the time. But this hand today, it's gonna get a little bit of a break. Its job is gonna be this, right here. Open and closed, right in the same spot. This hand's gonna do all the work. Are we ready to work, hand? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna take my paper. This is the one that's gonna do the work. Now, right now, I'm on a triangle, and I'm just cutting a straight line. So it's not too tricky. I got that. I can do it. I'll just put my little piece of paper. I cut that one right off. That was easy. Now I'm gonna rotate it. Oh, look it. I'm using this hand to rotate. Now, if this hand helped out, he's helpful. But this hand, he's doing most of the work. So I'm gonna, again, my scissors are pointing away from me and just in this straight line, right on my line, I'm gonna cut. If I go over a little bit, that's okay. Now I'm gonna twist this hand. This hand doesn't move.